fell through the ground like Alice. Oh, what a sound. Oh, what a sound. Oh, what a start. Inside out and upside down. No stress. Like Alice. Like Alice. Alice.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our event. We are so proud to be presenting the Apollo Chamber Players as they present the 7th installment in the Library Voyage series. Library Voyage is a project that will bring Apollo Chamber players to all 26 of our library branches. Today's event will also be live streaming at hcpl.net/virtual programs or through the Harris County Public Library's Facebook page. So a warm welcome to our online audience as well. And now, without further ado, I present the Apollo Chamber Players.
Space program. Our mission is to connect communities and cultures through globally inspired music. And actually today we are celebrating Asia Pacific Heritage Month with some music from around Japan and India and some other Asian countries. But we started with a piece by a African-American composer named Damian Sneed. He's based in New York City. He's interested in gospel and jazz and blues and as well as classical music. And we commissioned this piece titled Moments with him in conjunction with Harris County Public Library for our Centennial Jubilee concert a little over a year ago, February 2021, celebrating the 100 years of Harris County Public Library system. So it's always a nice one to start our program with. We're going to start actually before we start, since we have some youngsters here, who knows what this instrument is? You guys know what this is? What is it? A violin. Okay, very good. A violin's high notes soar above the rest of the string quartet.
instrument. I hold it underneath my chin too, but it's a lot bigger. Does anybody know what my instrument is called? Ooh, okay. So it's the most beautiful name in the world, viola. So the viola is the heart of the string quartet, and I fill in all of the middle notes.
And do you all know what the largest and the lowest string instrument in the quartet is? These guys over here. What is it? Oh, it's not the bass guitar. Anybody else? Right there.
Banjo?
No, it's not a banjo. It's the cello. So the cello is the lowest instrument in the string quartet. Not the lowest string instrument though. There's the double bass, which is even lower. But I play a lot of the bass lines in our quartet music.
Yeah. So the music that we play, we are a string quartet. It's a type of chamber music. And yeah, I'm sure if you've seen an orchestra, you have like 100 people on stage. The type of music we play is for 4 people up to about 20. So we're going to start our celebration of Asia Pacific Heritage Month in India. This is a piece by an Indian classical music composer. His name is Chitravina Ravikiran. He wrote us this commission titled A Mouthful of Universe. It's kind of a very evocative title. And this is inspired by a melody, or raga. And ragas are basically what melodies are in Indian music. This is like a scale. This is a raga from the 1700s. So it's been around a long time, and he recreated this raga for a string quartet. And again, it's titled Mouthful of Universe, and we hope you enjoy these sounds from India. And you probably noticed us doing some slides on our instruments there. The composer plays this instrument called the chicharina. Basically, it looks like a mountain dulcimer. So he slides and he uses a little instrument to make those kinds of similar vibrato noises, slide noises. So he's a very wonderful composer in person. We hope you enjoy. Next, we're going to
we're going to move on to music of Japan, and these are a collection of 4 folk songs from Japan. And like Matt was saying, most of the traditional instruments from India and Japan are not these instruments. These come from Western cultures and traditions. So there's a lot of imitation that goes on in the sounds, and composers find ways to imitate those sounds of those traditional instruments. So like I said, there are 4 of these folk songs. The first one is called Yagibushi, and this is a festival song, sort of from the central region of Japan. The second of the songs is called Nambu Bushi Oi Uta, and it really actually means it's like a herding song for calling cattle, kind of that farmers would use. And it's probably the most like evocative and atmospheric of the 4 songs. The third, we put our bows down and we pretty much play all pizzicato, which is plucking the strings, which is imitated again of a Japanese instrument called the koto. And then the last movement is another festival song, which is performed during Obon, which is a summer festival. It's similar to the Dia de Muertos festival that we're probably more familiar with here, which is the Latin American Festival of the Dead. But every summer, people go to the grave sites, they clean their grave sites, and then they invite the ancestors back home, and there's dancing and festivities and that sort of thing. So we hope you enjoy.
Was that the little cocoa?
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of similarities between Dia de Muertos. Yeah.
This is by Komatsu, a composer in Japan, and he arranged it. And actually, he wants everyone. We didn't have to pay anything for this music. He is just letting people use it to perform. That's how much he wants the music of Japan to get out to the world. Now we put our axes down, as they say, our bows, and just play pizzicato. Those of you just joining us, this is the last movement of a set entitled Japanese Folk Songs for String Quartet. And All right, so we go from Japan to Paris in the early 1900s, actually 1903, to a composer named Maurice Ravel, who was very inspired he was inspired by Asian sounds from the Orient in all of his compositions. And so we're going to play the second movement of one of his string quartets, actually his only string quartet. This is also, she also uses a lot of pizzicato, and it's a really fun, catchy tune. So we hope you enjoy the second movement of Maurice Ravel's string quartet. A here, all this pizzicato. I think it's kind of interesting that a lot of, we have to do a lot of pizzicato because that imitates a lot of traditional instruments around Asia and actually many parts of the world. So we're going to bring this all back to Texas here, our wonderful state of Texas, our multicultural state of Texas. This is a piece by a Texas A&M composer named Marty Regan. He is very interested and passionate about the music of Japan, the traditional music. So about 8 years ago, we went to him with this idea of connecting Japanese folk music with French Impressionist music. Since a lot of the French Impressionists were inspired by sounds of the Orient, like we've talked about. So he came back with a really wonderful piece. It's called Splash of Indigo. And this essentially is inspired as a connection with Japanese folk music, French Impressionist music with an American sensibility. Want to talk a little about the indigo part of it?
So Marty Regan, like Matt was saying, he was really interested in Japanese culture, and he spent a lot of time in Japan studying the music of Japan, and also while he was there, he was taking an indigo dyeing class, which is a very unique and complex process. And while he was just kept on dipping the fabric into the indigo, and I think that the folk music around him was on the brain, and also just thinking about the beautiful Ravel string quartet, and just that sort of meditative process really inspired a lot of this. And he's also a really great shakuhachi player, which is a traditional Japanese wooden flute instrument. And so the top three voices, we will imitate that later in the piece as well. And so, yeah, that's the splash of indigo is hopefully you hear these little meditative, splashes in the work.
All right, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed our program today. We actually have a couple of CDs to give away if you were listening close enough. But first, I want to invite everybody to our Miller Outdoor Theater concert. Harmon Park, Miller Outdoor, always free concerts. This is called Moonstrike. It's on June 24th. It's a Friday evening at 8:30. It's called Moonstrike, and actually the main piece on the program involves an astronaut as a narrator with us as a string quartet. Also some Turkish folk music, and it should be a really fun program, so we hope to see you there. Again, it's free. Come bring your family, bring some drinks, bring your dogs. Come sit in the lawn. Let's see. We got a CD with actually a splash of indigo and the 4 Japanese folk songs to give away. If anybody can tell us the name of the first piece from India that we performed. Anybody remember? Oh, okay.
Mouth of the universe or universe of the mouth?
Mouthful of Universe. All right. Okay. Here we go. Very good.
It's inspired by Ganesh, right?
Yes. Yeah. And all right. So maybe one more. Okay, one more question. So what's our last question?
Oh, gosh.
This is a CD actually has some music from Cuba and Vietnam. Actually, how about?
Does anybody remember where the composer of Splash of Indigo teaches at?
A&M.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll get this lady right here. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, thank you all so much for coming this afternoon, and that's it for Library Voyage Chapter 7. Thank you so much.
Thank you.